Good morning and welcome back to the channel. And today you find me in Norfolk, which is in the eastern part of England in East Anglia, and it's generally, as you can see, a very flat land. There are hills, but you really do need to look for them. One thing I really enjoy about riding is exploring new areas and taking my bike when I go on holiday and just riding roads I haven't ridden before. I have been to Norfolk before and ridden here, but not in this part of the county. And one thing I don't do is just go out on my bike and aimlessly wander around or hope I'm going to find, you know, a nice loop, because I'll invariably get lost. My natural navigation skills aren't great, so I always plot a few routes of varying length from where I'm going to be staying, using an online app like Map My Ride or Strava to create, as I said, a few routes of varying lengths, so depending on what I'm doing that day I should be able to get out and do a route of some length. And if I've done it well, I know I'm going to find my way back to the start. And as I said, I generally use Map My Ride for routes. It is free, and of course, as with everything, there is a paid version just like Strava, and I found it really good for mapping routes. And you do have to, like I said, give it a bit of a look at and check that you haven't got any really bad roads put in there by mistake. Of course, if you use the paid version, it runs off the heat maps of where most people ride, which generally are good roads. You can of course use Strava to create rides if you've got the paid version. From what I've seen, that creates very good routes based on heat maps of where most people ride to. If you do use mapping software, what do you use, or how do you plan out a route if you're going somewhere new? Don't forget, if you're enjoying this video and finding it interesting, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And what would really help the channel is if you watch it all the way to the end. And once I've plotted a route, I generally check it using Google Maps to make sure the roads aren't too busy. And so far on this loop, I've not done too bad, but I did go on one stretch of road which was quite busy, but it's Sunday morning, it's not too bad. I might need to edit it next time. Using Google Street View can really get you out of trouble. I know in the past I've created routes which I haven't checked, and I've ended up being directed down some dirt path somewhere. So it does pay dividends if you can check your routes and any things that look a little bit dodgy before you go. But then once you've created a route, it's great to be able to come here and ride it. And one thing Norfolk's famous for is the Norfolk Broads, which are large stretches of inland water, rivers, lakes, and you get huge amounts of people coming to the Broads to holiday. As you can see over there, maybe, there's lots of flat, very wet areas of land. And these exploration rides are great rides just to do zone 2, nice easy cardio. If you want, you could be out all day building up some volume, looking at beautiful scenes like that. and just soaking it all in, which is a lovely thing to do. Sometimes if I don't use an online app before I come, I can use my computer to create a loop, and yours probably does the same thing too. So with my Brighton, I can go onto courses, go and explore, and choose a route of different lengths. It generally works well with shorter routes, seems to find it harder with longer routes at the moment. But if you want to just do a 10-12 mile loop, your computer might work fine. You could then create a loop and just do that without any forward planning, and hope that your app works out a pretty decent route for you. Another good reason to do steady rides in new areas is because you just don't know the roads. You don't know the condition of them, or whether there's gravel on the corner or potholes or anything like that. So it's always wise to err on the side of caution. And also you don't know what the traffic's doing and those sort of conditions too. So what do you do when you go on holiday? Do you take your bike with you? Or do you hire a bike? Or do you just relax and forget riding or training or anything like that for a while? I must admit, last year I did that in Italy, and I did some swimming and walking, but I really did miss my bike. I do like having it so I can get out just for an hour maybe, or an hour or two, and feel like I've just got a bit of exercise in. Maybe it's because I'm obsessed. Managed to avoid the rain so far, but it looks like it might be starting soon. I'd love to hear what you do when you go away, whether you ride or not. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you did, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, bye for now.